Hello and welcome to Bloke on the Range. Now, for those that have been following me on Facebook, you'll know that last week I got a cheap Chinese PU scope. Now, I ordered this directly from China, cost me about $145 shipped, and I thought I'd share my first impressions. Now, firstly, the bit I'm not interested in, so we'll get that out of the way quickly, is the mount. It comes with a complete Mosin-Nagant mount, the mounting bracket to go on the rifle, and then the bit to hold the scope. Plenty of material there to grind to get the zero correct, so anyone that wants to scope up their garbage rod, they can. Now let's put that piece of overly heavy cast iron junk out of the way. This is where it gets more interesting. Now, I've already put a mount on it and bore sighted it to a rifle, and this is for a Ersatz First World War sniper project, which is going to feature in videos when I get round to it. Cheap and tacky leather scope cover. And yeah, aside from the coated optics, it looks very much like a PU. One advantage that this does actually have over a proper original PU is that the front part of the scope body is actually 1 inch rather than the odd metric size that the original Russian scopes had. Full adjustment for the windage scale and elevation scale. Once I've actually zeroed the rifle, I'll set these. Unfortunately, the elevation scale means absolutely nothing. It's just numbers 0 to 10. It's not a scaled ballistic drop compensation thingy for any reasonable cartridge. Seems reasonably solid. It doesn't look any worse made than the 1940s Russian originals. Good, reasonably solid bit of 1940s tech. Now let's stick it on a tripod, point it at some things, and see what the clarity of the optics is like. Now I've managed to set the scope and the camera up so that we can look through it with about the right eye relief, and that barn over there is at about 850 yards away, so that's not bad. And in fact, looking through it with the naked eye, I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen or not, but you can actually see the individual planks making up the barn there. If I just move it around a bit, so maybe you'll be able to see that. Excuse me. Now there is a little bit of parallax. If I move the camera up and down a bit, you can see the tip of the post move up and down ever so slightly, so it will be absolutely essential to keep that absolutely centered in the optic. Quality of the reticle's not that bad. It's not quite as pointy as I'd like, but I've seen worse in an original. So we're pointing it at something a bit closer now. Another little barn, 650 yards off this time. And if we bring the camera up and down again, you can just see the same tiny amount of parallax issue on there. But yeah, the clarity of the optics quite well. There's not too much chromatic shift, and generally for the price I'm fairly impressed with it. Next thing is going to be mounting it on a rifle, and you might have noticed that the mount on here is offset. All will become clear at some point in the future. So one last quick look at something a bit closer before I go. About 100 yards away, the rooftop there, you can clearly see the tiles quite well. So yeah, for the money, generally impressed with the optics. We'll have to see how it holds up to recoil when mounted on a rifle. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, like our Facebook page, and I hope to see you again on the range sometime. Bye!